How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm about 100 rating points away from World Series in MLB The Show 25, so let's go ahead and get into it. Now in this game here, my opponent does have Carlos Beltran, and he's starting it off with a home run. That was not the best pitch. I don't really know what happened, but I had a little bit of lag there when I threw that cutter. I was really trying to get it inside on the hands, kind of like this one, but I also missed to the left there with the accuracy. So that one was also over the plate. Could have hit 2 home runs there, but kind of testing to see, okay, is that opponent going to hit that pitch every single time I throw it, or is he looking with his PCI set in that area? Where exactly is he sitting? But here in this first inning, we're trying to get something going, trying to tie the game up. We're facing Fernando Valenzuela. This game's on Hall of Fame difficulty, and if there's a pitcher that I'd want to go up against a little bit more than other cards in the game, it would be Fernando, just because he doesn't really throw that hard. The hardest he's going to throw is 94. He doesn't have outlier, of course, and he does have these slow breaking balls. So if you're sitting on one pitch, then you kind of can lay off the other ones. And I think it's kind of tough to throw breaking balls for strikes, or at least consistent strikes in this game. Really, he doesn't have the pitch repertoire that I'm looking for. But we have Clay Buchholz in this one. Definitely a good pitcher in this game. Doesn't have a slider, which is, I think, one of the negative things about him. But other than that, he is still a top pitcher in the game. Probably in the top 10 as they release more and more. He's probably getting lower. But still, with the pitching clutch, he's very good. But we got 2 runs in the first inning there. We got 1 run here to start off the second inning. Tyler Soderstrom with another home run. That card just seems to be one of my better hitters in my entire lineup. I'm not going to take him out anytime soon. I know we just got that Jorge Posada, but then we also got Pete Crow Armstrong, and I'm laying down a couple bunts with him. I'm not going to bunt every single time when I use that card, but he does have really good bunting attribute. He's got some speed. You want to get that speed on the bases. It's pretty much stealing a run. Here we go with the, we swipe second. We go with the hit and run. I was going to let him steal third, but I thought he got kind of a poor jump there, and I needed a pitch to hit with Mike Trout. Been struggling a little bit with Mike Trout, but here the opponent robs a 2-run shot, and that's exactly why sometimes I think it is good to lay down a bunt here or there, just to kind of manufacture a run, just because when you do hit it well, especially on these harder difficulties, right, Hall of Fame, Legend, and GOAT, you're not always going to get rewarded with your good swings. So if you can get a little lucky maybe with a bunt single here or there, then you can kind of combat that. And I'm not saying you should bunt every single game. You should bunt with every single 99 speed guy. But I do think that every once in a while it can make it really effective, just especially if your opponent is not looking for it. Like anytime those guys come up to the plate, I almost have to adjust my defense, and you're not really given that much pause time. So that might, I'm not really trying to make people forfeit their games either, but that might affect how often, or I guess if they can, even go to their bullpen. But anyway, here Tyler Soderstrom almost hits his second home run of the game. This one just to the warning track, not enough power there. Felt like it was a really good swing. The swing timing was a little bit early, but the PCI dot was all over the ball pixel. I felt like I got that one. But here we're in a little bit of a jam with Clay Buchholz second and first with no one out, and we get a strikeout and then a double play. That is a really good way to get out of the inning right there. That 118 clutch or 117 pitching clutch really came into effect there. But now we still have the 5-1 lead. The big thing about that was just trying to get to the 7th or 8th inning with that 5-1 lead, just because I don't really want to use too many closers. I'm not really hitting that well. This guy brought in some outlier pitchers. Mason Miller, Emmanuel Clase did not really hit those guys that well after facing Fernando Valenzuela. But we're able to get into the CS division. We get this Premier Choice Pack. So I went ahead and chose the Egg Hunt one just because I know those were the most recent cards. I know they also dropped down in price a little bit, but we got a couple of diamonds here in this pack. And any stubs is good stubs. I'm really trying to save up and get a couple of those collections done. I think there's going to be a stub sale coming soon. We've had 2 flash sales now, but no stub sales, so I think that's up next, but I don't really know for sure. That's going to do it for this video, though. I'm trying to make it into World Series. Until next time, peace out.